I just want to say with all my heart, I'm truly saddened to hear this, but rapper XSS Tentacion passed away. For you guys that don't know, he was shot at a DMV, driving off with a motor. I guess you could say he was driving off in his car, dropping off one of his motorcycles, I believe, and he was killed. The witnesses said they heard several shots, and he was laying in his car just lifeless from the looks of it. Turns out he was comatose, and the officers confirmed that he was dead. So my hearts and my prayers go out, with his family and friends, always. But let's get to this review real quick. Into the Badlands, Season 3, Episode 8, Leopard Catches a Cloud. In this episode, we learn more and more about Sunny, and then Pilgrim's ultimate agenda, so to speak. Not only that, but then Minerva and Gaius, rally their troops against Baroness Chow. And in this episode, we learn that about Sunny's sister a little bit. Corinda, I believe, was her name. And I thought that was her that maybe showed up towards the I guess you could say the climax of the widow and Baroness Chow's boss battle. I thought maybe that was her, but it turns out it was one of the abbots that said, "Look, Minerva, I need you to rest up and get prepared for a much bigger threat that's looming." She must have sensed that Pilgrim's agenda had been completed, because mind you, Cressida and Pilgrim found the brilliant chamber, and they were planning to use that to pretty much give Pilgrim the gift and anyone else, pretty much a group of mindless gifted ones, pretty much a bunch of mindless gifted slaves to Pilgrim's order. Which is why Akara, the Mad Witch, was telling Bajie and Sunny that it'll be chaos if Pilgrim, fulfills his prophecy. Even with Bajie telling Sunny, "Listen, Sunny, I know you want to save your son, but do not do this." And Sunny says, "Look, I have no other way. There's no other way." Now, mind you, when they go to Pilgrim's Fortress, they're greeted by MK, who's extremely fucking angry about Sunny killing his mother. And he's like, "Do you even remember?" And Sunny's like, "You're right. I don't remember, and I'm sorry. But for Henry's sake, I need to know, is Pilgrim telling the truth?" And MK says, whatever Pilgrim says, good or bad, it becomes the truth. And so forth, here it is. He even saw Bajie actually trying to even blow up the brilliant chamber because he knew what was going to happen. In fact, when him and Cressida were down in the chamber, Bajie looked over and peeped some of the scribes, and it turns out he's like, "Okay, so so you guys are trying to resurrect the brilliant chamber. You guys are trying to start it back up." And Cressida said, "Okay, well, see, so you know so much about it." He's like, yeah, I know about 500 years ago when it was activated, all the Badlands went to shit. And pretty much Bajie wanted to prevent that at all costs. I mean, can you truly blame the man? I mean, I would do the same exact thing if I knew the entire world would be at stake. But at the same time, I do understand wholeheartedly what Sunny's going through. He wants to save his son, and in giving Pilgrim the gift of one thing that he wanted, because now Pilgrim knows how to control it, and now he has the gift himself. This is pretty much gonna make him the Thanos of Into the Badlands, because now he's pretty much gonna be unstoppable, just like Akara and Bajie said. But with that also being said, it was actually nice to see the chemistry between Gaius and Minerva again. In fact, they made out before Gaius proclaimed, "Listen, I just want you to know, I'll do anything for you, but I'm gonna stop my sister as well." So, mind you, that Nathaniel Moon, really didn't want Lydia out there in the battlefield at all. He wanted her to stay back, and be strategic, But we learned throughout the seasons that Lydia is actually very battle smart, and she actually told Nathaniel herself that, "Listen, after all these wars with Quinn, I know a little something about war, even more than the regents, even you, And even they got a little fling going on." And I'm thinking maybe Lydia's probably pregnant because, unfortunately, Lydia goes down after, Baroness Chow's people retreat, right? And it looks like she told Nathaniel to take her home. So she could be mortally wounded. I don't know. I hope she isn't, because if she is pregnant, then maybe that'll give Nathaniel a second chance, a second breath of fresh air of life. Living for something more than himself and the love of Lydia. So I hope everything is going good on that, and I hope Tilda's still alive by the end of this. But then also, I really didn't like the fact that Pilgrim was playing on Sonny's, number one, fear of losing his son, and then two, preying on the manipulating, pulling those strings of Sonny's past. Because he has a sister, as Pilgrim said, brother. If it wasn't for you, I thought you were dead. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for you. Because when he was a kid, when Sonny was attacked on that ship, I guess by Pilgrim's words, he was there as well. And if it wasn't for Pilgrim, he would have died. And so, this is going to be really detrimental, man, because now Sonny has to kill Pilgrim. Not only is his son alive, from the looks of it, because Pilgrim pretty much stole, the gift from him, or using the brilliant Chambers tabs, because, he was the key. Him and Sonny were both the key, but he needed Sonny's print to open the chambers. But then making Pilgrim the receiver of that energy. So, now that Pilgrim has that energy, like I said, he's the Thanos of the Into the Badlands, and he's unstoppable. But my honestly opinion, with the Abbots coming back through, are they waging war against Pilgrim, or are they waging war against the Black Lotus, or is it a culmination of the two? Because we saw only a little bit of the Black Lotus last week when the River King was killed by Sonny. The River King was telling Sonny about his past and his sister. We saw it in the little logbook. So my question is, are we going to see Sonny's sister in the mid-season finale? I hope we do. I hope we get some clarification of that. If not, that's going to kind of suck. But let me know what you guys think about this episode. What do you think is going to happen next week in the mid-season finale? Or whenever it's going to reappear. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys pound that like button. Hit that notification bell. And also hit that subscribe button for more content like this. And my other article-esque content as well. And my other reviews. As I said at the beginning of the video, my thoughts and prayers are with Triple X and his family and his friends. He was a good rapper. I listen to some of his music from time to time. I truly believe he could have changed his world for a little better. I mean, he really was a good ass artist for whoever he was. I mean, and how he expressed himself. He will be missed, and I really hope they get to the bottom of who did this shit. This your boy Speaks. I love you guys. God bless.